Let's talk about 5 mistakes that you don't want to make if you're thinking about getting into hammock camping. Mistake number 1, you buy the very first hammock that you see when you're scrolling on social media or you're walking down the aisle of your local sporting goods store. You know, if you buy your first hammock from Walmart or you see a link on Facebook or other social media, it might look awesome. It might have like all the rigging and everything to hang from the tree, and you might think, awesome, this thing's gonna kick ass. I can guarantee you it's not gonna kick ass. It's gonna suck. Most of those hammocks are too short. They're just not long enough. Like this hammock here is an 11-foot gathered end hammock, and it's made by a company called Dutch Wear Gear. And I recommend it. It's a wicked hammock. I've been using it for 6 years. I love it. Now, I'm 6'1", and having a hammock that's too short for you, you're gonna end up not being able to lay comfortably sideways in the hammock, and you're gonna end up with very sore knees. It's not gonna be a comfortable lay. Having an 11-foot hammock makes a huge difference in how comfortable you're gonna be. It gives you room. So you wanna buy a hammock. The first thing that you're gonna wanna do is to get on your computer and do a little bit of researching. You know, a great place to start would be hammockforums.net. It's a great site. There's tons of people on there that have been hammock camping for years. They know tricks, they know the ins and outs. They also know what is good gear and what works for them. So that's a great place to start your research. You're also gonna wanna use your search engine and type in these 3 words: cottage hammock vendors. That's it. It'll give you a list of companies that make beautiful hammocks by people who have slept in them for hundreds and thousands of nights that know what they're doing. Also, buying a hammock that has the proper rigging to go on the trees, that has all sorts of adjustments in it instead of just like a daisy chain loop, it's going to be a lot better for you. You're going to be able to tune it and get the most comfortable lay you could possibly get.
Sinking in, I know this feels right. Catching a breeze, love moving through me like a wildfire, like a wildfire.
So mistake number 2, you're not selecting the right place to set up your hammock. You're going to want to have a good look at all your trees and make sure that there's nothing that can come down and kill you in the middle of the night. You're also going to want to make sure that your trees are the correct distance from each other. In my other hammock video, I'll link up here, I use my trekking poles to determine if the trees are wide enough. They were a little bit too wide in that video, but I'm going to show you another way that I use. I know, because I've set my hammock up hundreds of times, that it's about 16 or 17 heel to toe paces from tree to tree is a good starting distance. 17, perfect. I'm also going to want to look at the ground underneath where my hammock will be set up. There's no major rocks or anything that would hurt me if my hammock somehow fell down in the middle of the night. So I like this spot, it looks good. The trees both look healthy enough, they both have green leaves on them, which means they're not dead. And they're both wide enough that it's hard for me to hug the whole tree. They're bomber. You can't go wrong with this setup. This takes us to the third mistake you could make, which is not hanging your hammock properly. Things like having your head end just lower than your feet end, high enough off the ground. Now the one thing you want to do here is when you're hanging a hammock, you want to make sure that your head is slightly lower than your feet. And the reason being is if you don't put your head slightly below your feet, you'll end up moving in your hammock towards your feet and you'll end up piled up at that far end of the hammock, and that doesn't make for a very good night's sleep. So using the proper rigging, so you got good rigging angles on both sides. When you're hanging your rigging on your hammock, you want to use your hand as a gauge. This is the angle right here between your hand, your thumb, and your fingers. That's the angle that your rigging should be at. Those are all keys to having a good, successful night's sleep. Number 4, don't buy a brand new hammock and then expect to be able to do the AT or the PCT on it or do some crazy through hike. That's not a good plan. Your first camping trip with a hammock should be somewhere close, somewhere that you know has good trees. Make sure you bring your tent, and your whole sleep system for your tent includes your air mattress and everything you would normally take with your tent to be comfortable. Set that up first, then set up your hammock. Try your night out in the hammock. If something doesn't work out, like you get a crazy draft underneath your underquilt, or if something just doesn't feel dialed in, or you can't sleep, you're tossing and turning because you botched your setup and it's not comfortable enough for you, at least you can just slide into your tent and finish catching some Z's that night. You can wake up in the morning and correct the problem and maybe try it again on your second night, but I highly recommend that. Okay, we're about to get to mistake number 5, but do me a favor before we get to it. If you found this video useful or insightful in any way, don't forget to hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe, tick the little bell. I've got all kinds of ideas and lots of knowledge that I'd like to share with you, but we're going to get on with it. Mistake number 5 is going to sleep in a hammock and not having any under insulation. So that means no underquilt or no inflatable mattress inside your hammock to sleep on. Now, I don't care if you have a -40 mummy bag and you lay down in your hammock. The parts of you that are laying down are compressing that down insulation or that synthetic insulation, and it's losing its R value. The more you compress it, the colder it'll be. So the parts of you, like your bum and your back, I don't care if it's a -40 bag, they'll be cool compared to the rest of you, and it'll annoy you all night and you'll feel it. And if there's any kind of a breeze underneath, it'll just rob heat away from you. So make sure, promise me, promise yourself, if you're gonna try sleeping in a hammock and it's gonna be at all colder than room temperature throughout the night, you need an underquilt or some form of insulation underneath your body. Make sure you have it. It's a must. Okay, here's a bonus for you. Make sure you outfit your hammock with creature comfort attachments, like this peak shelf here in my hammock. It gives me a place to stick my ball cap, a hoodie, an extra toque, all kinds of other stuff, and it kind of keeps it up and out of the way while I'm sleeping, but it gives me access to it. Okay. I put in, just for shits and giggles, a little tiny thermometer that tells me what the temperature is. It glows in the dark. This is like a Ridgeline organizer. You can move it. You can slide a water bottle inside of it here and put your cell phone here, put your car keys there. Here's another item. You just bring a little tiny light that you can clip to your Ridgeline. When you need the light, you just turn it on. You got a light. It's beautiful. It's always hanging there. And I outfit my hammock with extra pull tabs on them, on my zippers, so that I don't have to reach all the way up in here when I'm lying down. It just makes it a lot easier to get into my hammock. The more things you can add to your hammock, the better night's sleep you'll have, and the more comfortable you'll be. Okay, I've got one last surprise here. And what this thing is it's for your cell phone. Just give me a second here, I'll head mount my camera and I'll show you how it works. So you just hang this thing on your Ridgeline, and it goes on just like so. And then you can use this little elastic to try to hold it where it's supposed to be. Now I'm going to get into my hammock and I'll show you how it works. and it's not very comfortable. The ideal hang is between 15 and 30 degrees at an angle. And how I usually achieve this is Okay, there you go. That was 5 mistakes that I think a new hammock camper might make. If you think I missed something or you have an idea that you'd like to share, don't be shy. Leave it in the comments section. And last but not least, thanks for watching. I'll see you around.